Hello everyone and welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session on getting started with digital advertising. My name's Alison. I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, the Google Digital Garage. And just a bit about myself, I'm an experienced digital marketing specialist. I have a background in digital for around 18 years now, including running my own e-commerce store for 10. So hopefully some of that experience will help in today's webinar. I'd also like to introduce you to our moderator, Sarah. The wonderful Sarah is also a Google Digital Garage coach and mentor and will be interacting with you and answering some of your questions via the instant chat to the right there. You can identify Sarah by her name. You'll see a little blue spanner next to her name there in the chat. So do say hello to Sarah if you haven't already. I can see a few of you have. So hello to Kyle. Hello to the Life of Bash. Hello to Cam and Bilal and Dr. Khalid. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us this Friday afternoon. So just before we get started, I've got a few things, just some housekeeping bits and pieces to go over. So first of all, if you're having any trouble viewing this webinar or hearing this webinar right now, please just try refreshing your browser, refresh your page. Switching it off and back on again often does the trick, as with so many things in technology. If you do want to join in the instant chat today, and we really hope you do because we like these sessions to be as interactive as possible, you will need a YouTube account, and you can set one up very easily by clicking in the box on the right there. Excuse me. So if you just take a minute to do that, you'll be all set up and good to go by the time we get started. I will pause through the session to answer any more complex questions from the chat box. So Sarah's going to be interacting with you and providing resources in the chat there. But if there's any questions that either she hasn't got enough space to answer because she's limited to 200 characters in the chat, or that she feels everyone might benefit from hearing the answer to, she's going to share them with me and I'll be able to come to them in the question break. So do pop your questions there, pop your comments there. We do love to get your feedback. And just to let you know, we're running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of a broader offering of courses. So if you'd like to check out our schedule of up-and-coming webinar training, you can see the information on this in the description below, which will link you through to the website. And I know that Sarah will also be sharing a link with you in the chat that you'll be able to explore after the session. Okay, so that's the housekeeping done, and let's get started with the session, which is getting started with digital advertising. So if you've ever attended one of our webinars before, you'll know that we split these sessions into 3 core sections. So the first part of the webinar is going to be about understanding search advertising. So that's about your business being there when customers are searching for products or services that you offer. Secondly, we're going to look at display advertising, so increasing your visibility across relevant websites. And then the final part is going to be about social advertising, so engaging with your customers and potential customers on social platforms like Facebook, Instagram. So we're going to be understanding what are the key advertising options that are available to us, what are the benefits of each of these channels, how can you make sure you're doing the right things with your advertising, as well as a bit of setting up these online advertising campaigns. So do let us know in the chat if you're running any digital advertising at the moment, or if it's brand new to you. So what's your experience so far with digital advertising? Before I start on that, this is an amazing service, so take advantage of it. We offer free one-to-one mentoring from Google, from coaches such as myself and Sarah. You'll get up to 60 minutes completely free of charge to talk about any aspect of your online presence. So if you're a UK business or charity, you can sign up for a free one-to-one mentoring session. As I said, they're completely free and they can help you with a range of digital skills, whether it's building a digital marketing strategy, to understanding where to advertise, to finding more customers online. So you can sign up and book a session at g.co/UK mentoring. And I know Sarah will share that link with you. So this is a really good opportunity to take what we covered today into a little bit more depth on a one-to-one basis. So really great service. Do take advantage of it. Completely free. Why wouldn't you? Have to be a UK-based business or charity. So I'm going to get started with search advertising. So search advertising, this is advertising your business on search engines like Google or Bing. So you might want to have a think about why that might be helpful for you to run those adverts that appear when people search for products or services or businesses like yours on Google, on platforms such as Google or Bing. Thank you for sharing whether you have advertised or not. So it's completely new to Cam. Not after this webinar, Cam. Hopefully you'll get some understanding. Life of Bash, you've learned it in your MSc course. And Ushnish, you've focused on LinkedIn. Okay, so we've got some different levels of experience in the group. That's great. Do share that. Thank you for sharing. It's really good to understand what you have advertise, what you've already used for advertising, and what you're keen to understand more about. Oh, and Doc Dethel, you run and manage your family's tourism company's digital advertising. Oh, amazing. Okay, brilliant. Let us know, is it search? Is it display? Is it social? Let us know in the chat. I'm going to cover search to start off with, and this page may look familiar to you. So this is a search engine results page on Google. So if you search for something on Google, you're likely to see something like this returned to you. But we're going to break down the anatomy of this page, what it contains. So it contains 3 core elements, usually. The first thing you'll notice is the search query. So this is what you type into Google. Search query, the keywords you put in that search box, are you telling the search engine what you're looking for? The results you then receive are either shown as adverts, as you'll see there in the yellow box at the top, and there can be up to 4 of those search ads appearing there. And then below that in the green box are the organic listings. So adverts are paid listings that show up above the organic listings. They're called paid search ads. The organic listings, they are results that are shown to you because these websites have good search engine optimization. They're showing up organically on Google. When somebody's searched for takeaway pizza, the top 2 results are London's best pizza from the Londonist and Pizza Pilgrims. So many people might click on the organic listings, but it can take a long time to get your business to rank for a keyword, which is why many businesses also want to pay for search ads on Google, so they get the opportunity to show up right at the top in where that yellow box is. We are going to use an example business in today's session called Paulie's Pizzeria. It's Friday afternoon. I mean, by the end of this session, we're probably going to be ready for ordering a pizza, I think. So Paulie's Pizzeria is an Italian restaurant situated in Edgbaston in Birmingham. And Paulie wants to increase sales and is interested to know how digital advertising can help. So we're going to explore search ads using Paulie as our example. Now there's 4 key steps to running search engine marketing. So that paid search is known as SEM or search engine marketing. And there's 4 steps to it. The first step is understanding your customers. And to be honest, this is true of anything to do with digital marketing. We need to know who we're talking to, who our target audience is, who's most likely to buy our stuff. So who are our customers? The second step we're going to look at is finding keywords. So those are the words that people type into that search query box. We need to know what keywords we should be bidding on that are relevant to our target audience. The third step is creating the ad copy. So in order to create good ads, we need to understand, going back to step 1, what our target customer wants. Finally, we're going to put all those elements together, which might sound a little intimidating at this stage, but it's quite simple, and we're going to take you through each step. Starting with understanding your audience. So do you know who your audience is? Have you considered who your target audience is? Do you have a really clear idea about who is going to order your product, buy your products, order your services? Who are those people? Now, you might want to find more people like your existing customers. So taking Paulie, it could be students, busy professionals and pizza lovers, people who love pizza, yeah, in that Birmingham area. So who's your audience? Where are your audience? So we know for Pawley, because they're based in Edgbaston, Birmingham, they're going to be in that Edgbaston area, likely within a certain radius of where his pizza shop is located. And also what's important to your customers. So you might find this out from what they actually tell you or by reviews they leave on other websites. So here we're breaking down those questions that I've just gone through. So who is your audience? The best way to start with this is to think about 3 target audiences who might be searching for businesses like yours. So in Pawley's case, students, busy professionals, and pizza lovers. He wants to find more people like that. He wants his ads to appear in front of those type of people. In terms of where they are, he's going to look at people who may be in Edgbaston or in a local similar. I'm not that familiar with Birmingham, but Selly Oak's not too far away, I believe. Selly Oak or the postcode B15. So think about postcodes as well as the names of areas. And then what's important to them. So think here about what is it that they're going to come to you for? What's important? What values do you have? So in this instance, Pawley knows they're going to come to him for the wide variety of toppings that his pizzeria has, fast delivery, and authentic ingredients. Those are the elements, some of the elements anyway, that are important to his customers. And we're starting to get a general idea about who these people are that Pawley's ads want to appear in front of. So it's a really good exercise for you to do. Who is your audience? So what type of people are they? Where are they located? And it could be if you've got an e-commerce site that you sell across the UK, it's the UK. If it's the world, you could have a wider location. But you need to think about where your audiences are located and what's important to them. So really key here, because this is what we're going to be communicating to our audience so that they ultimately click on our ads and buy from us. The second step is creating a keyword plan. So you understand who your audience are, you've got that down, piece of paper and a pencil if you're old school like me, or some digital tool. You've made a definition of who your audience are. Next, you want to understand what keywords they might be using. What are they typing into that search engine box? Now, there's loads of different ways you can do this. There's lots of tools available to you out there, like one of which is the Google Keyword Planner tool. So the Google Keyword Planner tool is a free tool located inside the Google Ads platform, and it will give you information on what people are searching for. But for now, we're going to keep it really simple. So just to refresh on what a keyword is a word or phrase. Can be more than one word, can be more than 3 words, can be quite a number of words, can be a whole phrase that are used to match your adverts with the terms that people are searching for. So for your search ad to appear, you need a keyword to match some part of a user's search query in Google. So you want to be bidding on the right keywords to ensure that your ad shows up. So here we've just got some combinations of keywords that Pawley's Pizzeria might use. So for Pawley's Pizzeria, we're coming up with keywords that are closely related to his business. In this instance, pizza, fast food, takeaway. So think about keywords that are closely related to what your business does. Then think about the keywords that are closely related to your locality, so where you are. So B18, Edgbaston and Birmingham. And then very simply make as many combinations as you can from these keywords. So you can see here on the far right, the different combinations you can have between the keywords closely related to your business and the keywords closely related to your locality. And you can come up with quite a lot of combinations that will form keywords. So takeaway Edgbaston is a keyword. Fast food Edgbaston is a keyword. So coming up with a list of combination of keywords that really closely match what it is you do and where you are. So we're not in a live interactive session here. So we've got an exercise, but if you can share in the chat while I talk through, we've got 4 different businesses here. We've got a mobile hairdresser in Birmingham, a phone repair shop in Birmingham, a cupcake shop in Birmingham, and an online fancy dress shop. And we can see underneath there's a whole lot of different types of keywords. And if we were in person, I'd be asking you to shout out and match tell me what goes with what keywords go with what business. But you can share in the chat just before I share the answers on the next slide. Where do you think, what business do you think that Phone Repair Birmingham might go with? What business do you think Red Velvet Cupcake Birmingham might go with? And then we've got Cupcake Costume. Are we looking at cupcake shop? Are we looking at online fancy dress shop? There's a lot of different combinations of keywords here. And you can see some of these keywords, such as where can I fix my iPhone screen BHAM? That's quite a number of words, isn't it? That's what, seven words go in there? That's still a keyword. Even though it's a phrase, it's still considered a keyword, and it's something that business could bid on, which would be the phone repair shop in Birmingham. So I will reveal the answers. So the mobile hairdresser in Birmingham, barber Birmingham, hairdresser reviews Birmingham. So someone might be searching, I want hairdresser reviews Birmingham, searching for that in Google, and the advert comes up for the mobile hairdresser in Birmingham. So the advert isn't necessarily the reviews, but anyone searching for hairdresser reviews Birmingham who sees the mobile hairdresser in Birmingham ad is likely to be interested in a hairdresser in Birmingham. We're meeting people's search intent with these ads if we target these different types of keywords. So as you can see, you can have a whole lot of different combinations, and you can build out a keyword list of 10 or 15 other keywords that are closely related to one group of product or service. In terms of, we can see Ushnish asking what's best practice in terms of number of keywords. There isn't a definitive, this is how many keywords you should use, I'm afraid. As is true in so much digital marketing, the answer is very much it depends. But keep it manageable in ad groups. And there's lots of different schools of thoughts on how many keywords you should use. You can split your ads into ad groups. And I would, when I've run ads, I've used maybe up to 20 in an ad group, 20 keywords, but I know sometimes I've run up to 10. So you can even run ads with just one keyword, but that's going to be very specific. So there isn't a right or wrong. It's about testing what works for you. What you don't want is to have a huge long list of keywords, which will spread your budget very thin. So the third step is creating engaging search adverts. So it's very noisy out there, isn't it, online? We are bombarded with messages every minute that we're online, from every direction. So part of the work is making sure that when people see your ads, they want to click on it. So we want to make sure our ads capture their attention and are engaging. Also, you should be aware that with search ads, you get charged when someone clicks on your ad. So your ad might show up on the search engine results page, but if the person doesn't click on it, you're not going to get charged. That's why they are often known as pay-per-click or PPC ads. So if they do click, we want to make sure that they're really interested in what we're doing. We want to make sure that our message is really clear, it's got their attention, they're clicking, and they're very likely to be interested in our product or service. So you're going to come up with your keywords, which are what people are searching for. So we know they've got the intent for looking for a business like ours. But our adverts, the actual copy, the writing we put in our ads, that's what's going to get them to click. So you can see here, it's quite small, I imagine, on your screen, but we've got the different elements here on the right-hand side of the ad where you can write copy. And you will suggest to Google Ads a number of headlines. Now, the headlines are really important because they're these blue bits here that you see. Pizza takeaway in Edgbaston, headline. Then we've got a dash, fast 15-minute delivery, headline. So these headlines are super important because that's what we see first. That's what gets our attention. And then we also have the option to add a description below, which is what you'll see in the text underneath the URL. So here it says pizza to you in 15 minutes, or we'll give you a free pizza. Order now. Wow, free pizza. Brilliant. So what's really good to think about here when thinking about your headline is the value proposition that your business offers. Remember, we talked before about the audience and what was important to them. That's where this is really good to communicate. what are you going to put there that's going to get them to click? Now, often I see lots of search ads where it's just the business name then. I'm not saying that shouldn't be there, but is that going to get me to click? Not necessarily, but actually seeing this is a pizza takeaway, I'm looking for that in Edgbaston, that's exactly where I'm at, and I can get it free 15-minute delivery. That's giving me all those value key selling points that might interest me as a potential customer. So think about what your key selling points are, what your benefits are to your potential customer. Pop those in the headlines, because that's the kind of information that's going to get people to click. So here we've got some examples of headlines. So what kind of headlines from the list of 6 there might be targeted at people who value convenience? So we're looking at headlines that might match people who value convenience. Remember, this is for Paulie's Pizzeria, going back to this example. There'll be certain headlines that are going to appeal to that audience. Different headlines are going to appeal to people who value variety. And again, other headlines might appeal to people who value an authentic experience. So we've got 6 headlines here. We've got fast 15-minute delivery. You've just seen that one. Who might that really appeal to out of those 3 audiences? Scheduled delivery available, a different deal every day, 17 different toppings available. These are all the types of headlines that Paulie could use that will appear, if I go back in this blue text here on the ad. So you'll see it doesn't anywhere say a headline of Paulie's Pizzeria. These are all benefits and key selling points to his potential audience. People who value convenience, people who value variety, and people who value an authentic experience. So I shall reveal, I can just see, oh yes, Cam, thank you. The 15-minute delivery headline is going to really appeal to people who value convenience. It's super convenient. 15 minutes, I've got my pizza in front of me. So I will reveal, absolutely, the fast 15-minute delivery, people who value convenience, as well as scheduled delivery. For people who value variety, the fact that Paulie's offers a different deal every day and 17 different toppings could really appeal to them. And people who value an authentic experience, authentic pizza and live Italian music, what more could they want? So if Paulie has covered these bases, he's identified what matters to his audience, he's created headlines that are likely to appeal to these different groups, he's hopefully going to be offering something of value to his target audience when they see his search ads. And ideally, they're going to click and they're going to order their Friday night pizza. So we come to step 4, which is putting it all together. So remember, so far, we've gone through the stage of understanding who your customers are, where they are, what's important to them. Then we've looked at how to brainstorm keyword ideas. So it can come as starting just to write a list, and then maybe use some tools like Google Keyword Planner that can help you find out actually what people are searching for. We've talked a bit about writing good ad headlines, and now we're going to look at putting it all together on Google Ads and to create a search campaign. So you are going to need to set up a Google Ad account. So set up a Google Ad account, and when you set up a Google Ad account, and you select new campaign as step 2, you will be presented with different types of campaign that you can run on Google Ads, because it's not just search ads, there's lots of different types of campaigns you can run. We're just looking at search right now. So at this point, you would select, I want to run a search campaign. Every ad you run has to start with a campaign. If you sell lots of products, campaigns help you organize how you promote them. So for example, if I sell shoes, I might have a campaign for winter boots, summer sandals, men's shoes, kids' shoes. Yeah, I might, otherwise I'm just going to have a lot of ads about lots of different types of shoes. So campaigns help you keep organized. So you'll start a campaign and you'll choose search. Then you're going to choose your targeting options. Now, remember, we're actually targeting people on keywords. We're targeting people on the keywords they write into search engines so that if they're searching for what we sell, our ad will likely appear. But you will want to choose, particularly in Pauli's instance, your geographic location to target. So Pauli's put in here B15, which was the postcode, B15 England, UK. He might put in Birmingham, Edgbaston, Birmingham. He's going to be putting in the location that's relevant to him. So you want to choose the geographic area. Now, the larger the geographic area you choose, the more search volume there is going to be. And you can also specify the times of day that your ads appear. So Paulie might not want his ads to show when he's not open, like first thing in the morning. But he might really want his ads to show at 5 o'clock on a Friday evening when people are heading home and can't be bothered to cook. So think about when you might want your ads to appear in terms of time of day, but also days of the week. So you can choose the days and times you want your ads to run, or on the other hand, not to run. You're also going to be given the opportunity to set a budget for your campaign. You'll enter a bid, and we'd recommend you make sure it's relatively low to begin with, so you can have a gauge on what keywords are performing initially and what's your ad showing up for, what's working, what's not working. Now, this is where you add your listed keywords. So you'll set up an ad group. So in this instance, the ad group name is Edgbaston, and this is where you add your keyword list that related to your ad. So you can see these combinations that we talked about earlier are there. We recommend your keyword list is tightly themed, and we need to consider the different matching options available to you to strengthen it. So you will be given opportunities down here to choose a match type. So broad match keywords mean that your ads might show for quite a loose interpretation of your keywords. It's not going to be just exactly if someone searches pizza Edgbaston. Whereas if you choose exact match, it's going to be pretty much spot on when someone's searching for pizza Edgbaston. There's more explanation on these keyword types and match types on the Google Ads support, which will outline and explain to you easier than I can on this webinar which ones to choose, but we would recommend using it's Friday afternoon, I'm not getting my words out, am I? A mix of different keywords. So match types. So do explore that when you're setting them up. And there's always, when you're going through Google Ads, a little grey question mark or an eye at the top right of each section that you're completing. And if you hover above that, it will explain the section you're on and what's expected there. Then you will create your advert. So you're going to put in your headlines here. You're going to put in your description there. And just remember to keep your headlines in line with what people are searching for. And it could be that you want to include any promotions or offers here as well. Okay, I'm just going to take a break for any questions. I think we've already covered that question that Sarah shared, so we're all good to go. There will be another opportunity to ask questions as I go through. We have got another couple of question breaks coming up. So do get your questions in, and Sarah and I will do our very best to help you. But I am going to move on to display advertising. So why might businesses like yours want to advertise on other people's websites? So display advertising allows your adverts to be seen by a wide audience. It's a bit like billboard advertising. Those billboards you'll see by the side of the road, it's a bit like that. So lots of people are going to see your ad. You're going to get lots of people getting eyes on your ad. So it's advertising on publisher websites. So publisher websites could be your news websites, blogs, sites that people are getting information, engaging with content that's of interest to them. So display advertising on a variety of publisher websites. Has anyone done any display advertising? Let us know. Think about, is it something you've considered? What might benefit be for your ads to be displayed on other people's websites? Now, these are what we're talking about when we talk about display ads. So you will see, I'm sure you'll recognize them. They certainly often appear in certain places on websites, don't they? You often see them in the the right and left columns, either side of articles. You might see them across the top. You might see them pop up when you're reading a news article, might be in the middle. Display ads come in all shapes and sizes. They're predominantly image banners. And there's different ad formats available to you. So yes, whilst they are mainly images, like you'll see here, you can also have display ads that are formed by text. You can have video display ads. You can have ads across mobile websites and apps. And display adverts tend to get a lot of eyes on them, but not as much engagement. They're often very visual. Now, the reason for this is when someone's searching on Google for pizza in Birmingham and an ad comes up that's pizza in Birmingham, like, well, that's exactly what I was searching for. I'm going to click. They're engaging with that ad. Your ad is showing up at the point of their day or their time when they're actually searching for that product or service. They have intent to look for what you are selling. Whereas a display ad, someone might just be browsing, the news on their way home from work, and an image comes up. An ad at the side of the article comes up for a pizza. They're not necessarily at the point where they were wanting to buy a pizza. They might see the ad and go, actually, do you know what? It's been a long day. I can't be bothered to cook. I'm going to click on that ad and buy a pizza. That might happen, but you're more likely to get people viewing the ad, seeing the ad, than clicking on the ad. So with display ads, we're looking at a high number of impressions. A lot of eyes on the ads, not as many clicks. So they're really good for brand awareness, getting people to know that you exist. And image ads can be more effective in getting people to click because they're more visual, they're more striking, they're more eye-catching. So I have actually just covered the main reasons why display advertising is different from search engine advertising. It's because of this intent. It's because of when we're running display ads, it's more passive. So search advertising is focused around matching your adverts to search queries on search engines. We're matching our advert to the keywords people are searching for. So they are most relevant when the main objective is to generate sales. So of course we want sales, we're businesses, we get that. But we also want brand awareness. Paulie wants people to know he exists so that, well, they might not be ready to order a pizza today, but maybe tomorrow when they're thinking, actually, fancy a pizza. Oh, I saw that ad. Hadn't heard of them before, I might give them a go. It's good for brand awareness. So search advertising, you're going to show up on a search engine when someone is searching for what you do. A display advert is going to be found across different websites such as news, blogs, and local websites. And it's more passive. So it's going to be more likely to drive brand awareness. So Dr. Death, you're doing display adverts across a few local websites. Excellent. So let's know how you're finding that. If it's brand awareness can be quite a tricky thing to measure. You'll be able to measure impressions, but overall in are they effective in driving sales? They probably won't be as effective immediately as a search ad. But in terms of people being aware you exist, they can be extremely good for that. So remember, search is focused around addressing search queries, more likely to generate sales as we know what the user's searching for. And with display advertising, we don't have a clear understanding at that moment in time of what the user is interested in, because we're seeing the adverts are being served against the content they're viewing. So it could be that Paulie's Pizzeria might want his ad to show on the food section of a Birmingham newspaper to build local awareness, or on a local blogging site. So that's a big difference between search and display, because display ads may be seen almost anywhere on the internet, but your search ads are going to be limited to search engines like Google and will be text links, not image. So search is going to be text, display more likely to be image. So let's just go through the 4 steps for display adverts. So yet again, we're starting with our customers. Everything happens as a result of who our customers are and understanding that. Then we're going to look at the targeting of our customers. So where do we want our ads to show? What sort of websites and places do we want our ads to show? Then we're going to be creating the ad itself. We need to create what the image will look like. So there's a little bit more legwork involved here because we have to come up with some creative, and then we're going to put it all together. So let's just go through these steps. So back to understanding our customers. They are still the same. They're still the same for Poorly. They're still students, busy professionals, and pizza lovers. So think about those 3 potential target audiences who might be searching for businesses like yours. Now, when we're thinking about where they are, yes, we are interested in location still because Poorly is still a local pizza takeaway or restaurant. But we're also thinking about what kind of places they might be hanging out online. So, and what their interests might be. So if they're students, what might they be interested in? In local food directories, you might want your ads to show on. You might want your ads to show on food blogs. If you're a restaurant like Poorly, you're going to want your ads to match users' interests at this stage to align with your audience's interests. So the Google Display Planner isn't there in Google Display right now, but what you do now is you can target audience segments. So when you set up your display campaigns, you can choose the sorts of people and the interests they have, as well as the location. So we're really focusing in on different segments, different groups of people that we want our ads to show for. Then creating the engaging creative. This is really important that our ads are visually appealing. We want them to be eye-catching. We want our adverts to resonate. Now, we have become as users so accustomed to seeing banner ads, we actually can have banner blindness. It's called banner blindness, is a phenomenon. And it's our brains have learned that there's always going to be an ad there, there's always going to be an ad there, there's always going to be an ad across the top of, say, a news site. So we almost just block them out. They tend to ignore them. That's not to say you can't make your advert stand out, however, and there are different placements for ads that you can get as well. So you may have seen them when you're reading an article, they appear in the middle, or you might have smaller rectangles appear at different points in content that you look at online. What's really important is that your ads stand out. Now, the images here on the right for Poorly's have some examples of best practice. So pizza looks delicious, have to say. It's visually appealing and descriptive. It's showing what Poorly's Pizzeria does, and it's very clearly referencing the locality of Edgbaston. Pizza, delicious, in Edgbaston, that's where I'm at. So very clear there what that ad is for. And then smaller underneath, buy 1 pizza, get second 1 free with Poorly's Pizzeria. But you can also run a text ad. So there we have a specific offer being promoted. Pizza at Edgbaston, again, stands out. Buy 1 pizza, get second 1 free. Yes, please. That is promoting a specific offer. So we're going to look at some of the other things we can do to try and help people click on our ads. Just having a look. Dr. Death, if you're a tourism company, it's not really efficient as most tourists that are here are already with another tourism company. Okay, so maybe it's awareness for people who are going to be planning a holiday in the future. And then when they're ready, they see your ad, you know, they just think it's cold, it's November, it's dark, I'm thinking about where I'm going to go next year. Oh, I see this ad over here. And then when they're ready to book, I remember I saw that really nice company. I saw that ad, I saw that offer online. I'm not ready to book right now, but in a few weeks' time on payday, I might go back and check them out. But interesting to see how many impressions that you do get whilst running those campaigns, how many eyes on those ads that you do get. So let's look at putting it all together. Step 1, we're going to log into Google Ads again. So log into Google Ads. Then you're going to choose a campaign to run a campaign, but this time you're going to choose display. So not search, you'll have several options available to you. You're going to choose a display campaign. Then you're going to choose the targeting that you're going to have. So at this point, this is where you're going to put in the location that you want your ads to show to. So you want to be as specific as possible. The more specific you are about where your ads, where the location is, then the more likely your ads are just going to show to that relevant audience. So you can target by postcode, city, or even a radius around your business. And this is what they're showing here. So for Pawleys, they've put an Edgbaston in Birmingham with a 2-mile radius. So beyond that, ads are not going to show. It's a very specific location being targeted. Step 4, this is when you're going to actually choose your audience targeting. So you're going to choose segments, you're going to choose the interests your audience have. And then step 5, creating your ad. So this is where you're going to be able to add your ad assets or your media, your images that you've created for these ads, and headlines, because as you can see back here, we can still have headlines showing on our ads. Finally, we're going to review our ads. Somebody enjoying a pizza in Edgbaston. You can buy one pizza, get a second one free. It's good to go. We're going to publish it. So the key steps, and when you're setting this up on Google Ads, you will be given guidance as you walk through the process. So if you're ever stuck, you have got the option to, in fact, you might be able to see them here, these little grayed out question marks. If you're thinking, I'm not really sure what I'm meant to do there, click on them and it will pop up and guide you through. Okay, let's just check in for the next question break. No questions yet, so an excuse for me to have a sip of water though. Thank you, Sarah. We have got another question break just at the end of the session, so that will be your last opportunity to get them in there. So do share them in the chat. Because I'm going to move on to the final part of today's webinar, which is social paid advertising. So let us know in the chat if you have done any social media advertising. I know someone earlier said they were running some LinkedIn ads. How are you finding that? Social media advertising. And just before I get started, what do you know about social advertising? And why might you want to advertise on social media? So I've just got a question come in while you're sharing that. Ushnish, how expensive are display ads compared to traditional ads? So the search ads, you mean? Oh, I'm going to use my favourite answer, which I've used already today, which is it depends. Ushnish, it depends on so many things, because it depends on the landscape that you're running ads in, the location, the size of the audience, what your objectives are. So what I always say with my clients is test with a small budget and compare the two. Remember as well, search ads, you're more likely at the point where you might get a sale. So you're advertising to people at the point where they're ready to buy, and display ads, we're advertising for people when they're just becoming aware we exist, usually. The best practice is to run a combination of 2 campaigns. So over here, you've got your display ads running to make people aware, and down here, you're targeting the people who are ready to buy. So I've not answered your question, I acknowledge that, but there isn't really a definitive answer one way or the other. What I'd say is use a small budget and test, and it will work out for you which ones are most cost effective. Right, search ads, social media ads, I mean, goodness. Social media ads, that's where I'm going. Green, social media ads. So Cam, you have one. Life of Bash, Instagram. Have you run Instagram ads? Life of Bash, you're just aware of them. You've seen them. Ushnis, was you advertising on LinkedIn? Let me know as well if you've ever bought anything as a result of seeing an advert on social media, whether it be Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Have you ever bought anything as a result of you've been scrolling, you saw an ad, and you bought it? Let us know. What's social advertising? So these are the channels we're really talking about. We're looking at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. We've got Instagram there. We've got Snapchat there. TikTok's missing off there, but there's another social platform which you can run paid advertising on. It's known as social media marketing or paid social media advertising. Now, you might already have a presence on with your business on these platforms. You may already have a page on Facebook or a Twitter, which should be an X, formerly known as Twitter, account, or Instagram, or a LinkedIn page. You might have a business presence there. But you might find, and a common challenge with these platforms is growing beyond your existing audience. So what advertising will allow you to do is reach those hard to reach potential customers. So this is true of many social platforms. We set up a page, say a Facebook page, and it's a new, shiny new page, and you invite your friends and family to like it, and a few initial customers like it, and you grow a little bit, and it grows, and then you reach a plateau, yeah? And you don't seem to be growing anymore, and your content that you're posting is getting a limited reach, a limited number of people are seeing it. Only a few people of those people that follow you are actually seeing your content and liking and engaging with your content. Now, this is a very common challenge on social media. And what paid social advertising allows you to do is break through the barrier and ensure your content and the reach and exposure to your business goes beyond the people who already follow your page. So if you found that a challenge, you might want to consider social advertising. So why should you use social advertising? What's the goal of it? What are you going to achieve? I mean, people on social media aren't there to buy necessarily, are they? I don't think, oh, I'm going to go on Facebook so I can buy a pair of shoes. If I'm looking for buy a pair of shoes, I'm going on Google or Bing. I'm looking elsewhere. Or I know the site I want to go to buy my shoes from. When I go on Facebook or Instagram, I'm there to connect with my friends and family. I'm there to look at silly cat videos. I'm not there to necessarily buy. So those people aren't necessarily in that intent to buy stage like they are when they're on Google, like when we're running search ads. They're, again, a bit like display. It's a bit more of a passive audience, yeah. So think about social advertising as being really good for brand awareness again. There are ways that we can run adverts as well to get people who are at the buy stage, but I'll cover that a little bit before the end. So if you want to drive broad awareness of your business, you might create ads with the specific objective to get your audience to like your page or to follow your account. You might want to run ads to those people who like your page or profile, but you have a promotion you want them to see because they don't all see your organic content. Social media platforms often deliberately will throttle the reach of your posts because they want you to pay. So if you pay to the people who already follow you to show them a specific offer, that can help you get more traffic to your website and sales. The best place to start with social advertising is to build an audience first before you promote your offers and promotions, because there's a lot of noise again on social media, and we don't want to irritate our audience, might be the best way to say it, by just throwing promotional posts at them all the time. So think about using social advertising for brand awareness by offering your audience value content that's promoted. So content that's designed to entertain them or educate them, to give them some value. And then you can follow that up with promotional kind of buy my stuff type ads on social. So there is a certain strategy to follow to not irritate your audience too much. So what are the main differences between organic and paid social media? So organic social media, this is what you may have already, where you've set up your social media accounts. You've got your Facebook page, you've got your Instagram account, and you're posting content. And you're getting views or clicks or likes or comments free of charge. You've posted something up and you're getting engagement. It's completely free. Now that content appears on your profile and in people's news feeds who follow you or who like your account. So with organic, you can only reach your followers and friends of followers. That's kind of be the limit to your reach. And even then, you're not necessarily going to be seen by all of your followers. So with organic social media, this is the free stuff with limited reach. For paid social media, you are paying for views, actions, or clicks from posts or adverts. But your adverts can appear in more places. Your adverts can reach anyone. They don't have to follow you. You choose the targeting options, of which there are many on social media platforms. You can get really specific with who you want your ads to show for. So what I always say is with social media advertising, or actually for all advertising, for all marketing, is Have as detailed an audience profile as you possibly can. You want to know the age of your audience, the location of your audience, their employment status, their interests, all of these things that form the people who you want your ads to show. The more detailed you can be with that audience profile before you run any marketing activity, whether it be advertising or creating content, the more likely your message is going to resonate with them. And also on social media, you can match so many of those elements of your audience profile that you've created with the targeting options available to you on Facebook or Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, all these different platforms. So you can see a slight difference here between an organic social media post and a paid social media post on Facebook. It's still pretty similar. So for Fabletics UK, they've got the same photo there. The one on the left is organic. You can see it doesn't have a link, a sort of call to action, look good, feel good, and link through to the website. That's missing there. It's over here on the paid ad. Also on the paid ad, there's the option to like the page, which isn't offered on the organic post. So there's a few key visible differences between the two. And on Facebook, you can run lots of different types of ads as well. It's not just a post ad, an image post ad like this. All sorts of different options are available to you, from carousels to shopping ads to video ads, changing and evolving all the time. So it will be about choosing the right ad format for your business objectives. What do you want to achieve? If your aim is to grow awareness and grow your following, you're going to choose a slightly different ad type to if you are looking to direct people to a specific offer or promotion. Here we've got Instagram. So organic on the left, Adidas, and on the right is the paid post. So again, you will see here on the left, we have no shop now option. There is no option to shop on this post, whereas over here, you will be able to click through and buy. Now, I'm guilty of Instagram ads. I'm like, oh, nice jumper, shop now. I find them quite effective. For me, they obviously got their targeting right, the people I buy from, because I will often click through from an Instagram ad. If it's visual, if it's captivating, if it's from a company that's products that I really like or are similar to other companies that I engage with. So think about, have you ever bought anything from seeing a Facebook or Instagram ad? I'm sure someone has in this session. You must do, or people wouldn't be running ads. So the difference really with Instagram is that we can get people to click through and buy and to shop. And then here we have a Twitter or an X ad from Google, actually. So on the left, we've got the organic post, which is a GIF. And then on the right, we've got the paid post, which is to promote Family Link and online safety. So you can see here on the right, we've got the option to click through to safety.google. And it also tells you down here it's promoted. So we know it's an ad, and it will specify on all social platforms if the content being displayed is an ad or not. So where should you advertise with so many options? It can be a challenge to decide which social network to focus on. It's better to focus on a single channel and do it well and get it working for you than to spread yourself too thinly across multiple social networks, particularly if your budget and resources are limited. Also, where is your audience hanging out? It's unlikely to be everywhere. So again, 4 key steps. So first up, in fact, we haven't got first up, choose the audience. First up, choose the objective. What is it you want to achieve with your ads? Second up, we're looking at choosing the audience. It's still there near the start. So who is it you want to see your ads? So your objective, brand awareness, driving sales, driving traffic to your website. What is it you're getting them to, wanting them to do? Then choose your audience. Then create your ad creative. And again, this is going to depend on the type of ads that you're running. And then set your budget. So start small and then optimize as you work through. You'll see what ads are working, you'll see what's not working, you'll be able to switch things up and make amends as and when. You can understand your audience on Meta by looking at your Facebook or Instagram insights. So that's going to let you see how many of your target customers are on the platform. It's going to give you the demographics in terms of age and location. You can also talk to your customers, ask them what social platforms they're using. Look at your competitors. What are they running ads on? What offers are they promoting? It's a really good idea to follow your competitors across different social networks to see how they're interacting with target audience. If you know they've built a big audience on a specific platform, then you'll know that social network has potential and may be a good one to advertise on. Google Analytics, if you have a website, is a free website analytics tool that will track visitors to your website, and it will tell you which social platforms are driving traffic to your website. So that's really good, useful to know. So in this instance, YouTube is the top traffic driver, followed by Facebook. It would then make sense for this business to think, you know what, YouTube could be a good place to advertise, and maybe Facebook. Focusing their activity on the platforms where there's a natural alignment between the social network and your existing audience. There are so many targeting options available to you on social media. Facebook can be a great tool to target new potential customers if that's the platform they're likely to hang out on. It has location, gender, age, interest, life events, and so many more targeting options available to you. You can target them in lots of different ways, and you can even combine targeting methods to make sure you're only reaching the most relevant audience possible. Twitter or X, things are, it's a movable feast right now, but the advertising options are still location, age, keywords, other accounts that they're following. And LinkedIn, you can target on the industry people are in, their job title, their number of years of experience, as well as location and skill sets as well. So if you're a B2B business, LinkedIn might be where you want to advertise. If you owned a recruitment business, you might want to get your ads in front of HR professionals who work in IT, or for companies who have more than 100 people. So different platforms are going to be more relevant depending on the industry in which you operate. So finally, we have some statements. So if you wanted to target females who live in Coventry, like jewelry, and have a birthday coming up, we're almost out of time, so I will give you the answer. I'm sure you know it's going to be Facebook, because you can target ads on interests, so jewelry. You can target on life events. There's a birthday coming up. You can target on the location. If you wanted to target people who are in Leeds and following my competitors, that's going to be X or Twitter. So you can actually target ads on the accounts that people are following. And then if you want to target financial directors who work in IT, who are based in the UK, you've got it. It's LinkedIn, because you can target people on job title, financial director, and their skill set, such as IT skills. Right, I've got a couple of minutes left. Let's quickly have a look if there's any questions. I know Sarah's been wonderful in answering them in the chat. You've got them answered. Jack, on platforms where it's fairly easier to reach audiences without ads, example TikTok, will paying to advertise a video affect the possibility of it going somewhat viral? Going viral. Well, we haven't got a minute left, Jack. I can't go into going viral. You will get wider reach. Whether that then resonates with an audience organically, that it gets spread even further, who can say? Depends how amazingly creative and engaging and attention grabbing that your video is. But it will help amplify, absolutely amplify the reach. Ushnish, how long should we ideally run a campaign? Well, I would always say, really, with search, if you can run for a month to get a good level of data, that would be great. But run it long enough that you're going to get some meaningful data back. So at least a couple of weeks, ideally. If you just run it for a day or two, you're not going to be able to really make any value decisions out of the data. You won't have enough data. You need enough data. Okay, I'm out of time, so I'm going to have to fly through. What are your next steps? Are you inspired to run some advertising? Search, display, social? Let us know in the chat. We love to hear what actions you're going to take. Don't forget, free one-to-one mentoring available from Google. Sign up at g.co UK mentoring. It's 1 hour with someone like myself or Sarah. We can talk through your digital advertising options, your social media strategy, whatever it might be. It's not just about Google, anything to do with your online presence. So hopefully we might see some of you in one of those sessions. But I am out of time, so I hope you found that helpful look into digital advertising. If you're interested in more training from Google Digital Garage, there's a few ways you can continue learning. Sign up for one of our future webinars. There's a schedule, and link will be in the description below, and I know Sarah will share it with you. If you want to carry on learning in your own time, check out our website for 24/7 courses. And finally, if you've got any feedback on today's session, please do contact us at the team at the digitalgarage.co.uk to give us any feedback, and you can share your experience on social media with the hashtag Digital Garage as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to welcoming you again on another Google Digital Garage training session soon. I'm off to get pizza. Take care, everyone.